I'm live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah! Live!
Brent.
Live from Area 41!
Brent.
The A-Holes!
This is United A-Holes, a video cast discussing cultural topics with no filter.
Welcome back to Area 41, Donald K. Donald's favorite spot on the internet. So,
Is that Donald Duck's last name?
no.
Donald K. Donald.
Who is Donald K. Donald?
He invented the color turquoise.
Wow. Really?
No.
Okay.
He's concert promoter.
Yeah, he promotes big concerts, mostly Eastern Seaboard. So we are familiar with it. Like, it was routine through my entire teens that you would hear, like, so-and-so's coming to play the Forum in Halifax, or they're playing the Coliseum in Moncton, or whatever. It was a Donald K. Donald production. That was the fucking
Okay.
commercial.
That sounds vaguely familiar
Yeah,
now that you mention
He
it.
was responsible for back in the 80s when, remember there was the very first like rock station in Atlantic, Canada. It was Q104 in Halifax that played hard rock and metal.
Okay.
He was responsible for bringing Iron Maiden and Twisted Sister through
cool.
and then Accept and Rough Cut and
Nice.
Those
Yeah.
big shows in Pirelli Beach, early 90s.
Yes.
Brian Adams,
Yes.
Def Leppard,
Yeah.
blah, 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 Meatloaf, all those people. That was Donald K. Donald
Donald
as
K.
well.
Donald.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, he was a big name in that world.
Mhm.
I don't know whatever happened to him.
he invented the color turquoise.
I moved on.
Retired.
Enough of concerts. Let's make color. So what are we talking about, Brent?
Well, I watched some concert footage from a location not far away from Area 41, and by the time I'd found out this concert was going on, it was already done, I guess. And I was thinking, oh darn, that would have been kind of cool to catch, because it was Bret Michaels, and I was a huge Poison fan back in the day. And I'm like, oh, that would have been pretty cool. And then somebody threw some concert footage up. I'm like, I'll check it out and let's see what I missed out on. And I watched it, and I went, I'm glad I didn't spend the money to go. And I feel bad saying that because I'm still a fan, but it's like,
Why?
I don't know. There seemed to be a lot of, like he was hyping himself.
It was showboating without performing.
Right, and somebody made the comment to me, well, he's just trying to get the crowd into it, and I'm like, dude, they paid their money to come see you. You don't. It was like he was trying too hard. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ready to party? Yeah, come on. Yeah. It's like we know the Poison songs. We
Sing
want
a
to hear
fucking
them.
song, Brad.
Sing.
Yeah.
Saying that's what's going to get people into it. I mean, and fuck, I mean, he knows his business better than I do. But watching it from the point of view of somebody who thought that he'd maybe missed out, I walked away after watching, and I watched enough, and I'm like, well, I'll give it a try and see. And then he launched into the song, and I'm like, yeah, I know songs aren't played exactly the same way live, and I can appreciate something done differently. Like, oh, that's kind of neat. That's different. I've listened to enough live recordings. I just went, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Are these and not having been to very many live concerts, and I know that you two specifically have, and Offscreen Ryan, that's now his name. I
Has
just
played
figured
a
that
lot
out.
of
That's Offscreen
concerts,
Ryan.
that way.
Played, but been to as
Yeah.
well. Where does my opinion on Bret Michaels land? Is that something that you guys have seen at other places where you have been, where you're like, yeah, nah, it was a waste of money?
There's been very few shows that I left. I mean, I'm a music fan, so I go to it with an open mind and hoping that it's going to be good. And normally to get to the point where they're being promoted and pushed to that level, even what I would consider to be a small show of 200 people or 500 people, they're usually pushed to a level where it's like, you have to be so good to even get there that whatever. But I mean, Bret Michaels has a name that probably allows him the ability to cash in on, hey, it's Bret Michaels, how can you go wrong?
Yeah.
It's a money-making adventure once, right? But there's a lot of concerts I've been to with no-name acts. And that's usually what I found is if you want a really good experience, go to a festival where there's going to be 500 to 1,000 to 15,000 people or whatever standing in front of a band that's never been known. No one knows who they are.
They're hungry.
They've got to come out and prove themselves. And that's where you'll see some of the best shit you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to concerts that I would leave and say I didn't enjoy. It wasn't always because of the band.
The venue?
Sometimes venue, sometimes the audio engineer that's mixing the show is doing things or
Yeah.
has done things or whatever.
Or the weather's gone south.
Or the weather goes south, or the audience, the fans themselves can ruin a show pretty easily too.
Just
right?
the whole feeling of
the feel,
Yeah.
the sketchy feel, or not a cool vibe within the audience. So I've had those experiences where I'd say the show wasn't good. I haven't quite experienced Bret Michaels because I watched the footage that you talked about, and I had the same opinion. Like, this guy is just cashing in on his name.
yeah.
That is all that's going on.
He's cashing a paycheck.
There's other classic bands that I've seen play around here because this market tends to pull a lot of that. They want a guaranteed sale.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
hard in Eastern Canada to get enough people to come out to a show to make it profitable for the promoter or the band, the venue, etc.
Yeah.
So you'll find that you'll get a lot of like older acts. I mean, how many times has April Wine played Fredericton, Moncton, St. John
Yeah.
within our lifetime, and they haven't released an album in I don't know how many years, right?
Yeah.
But they put on a good show.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, I dare say they probably have got it nailed down to where it's,
Right.
you know.
But then there's other bands that I would consider to be in that same age. Halden and I went and watched two years in a row
Yep.
in Moncton, the AC/DC concert.
The AC/DC
I went
concert.
into that one kind of jaded because I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this. And
it was probably
it
one
was
of the-
probably one of the better concerts I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow.
AC/DC was on the
I've heard good
concert.
things about that particular concert.
I don't know how to explain it to anybody other than it's like seeing a superhero in person.
Yeah.
They are bigger than life. They literally, and I mean not in
Yeah.
physical size,
No, but-
they are bigger than life.
Yeah.
They are exactly everything you thought they were and then some.
Yeah.
And it was just really good. And then the other one that blew me away was the Eagles.
Yes.
I'll get a lot of hate over this. I really don't like their music. I don't.
That's okay.
But I can
You don't have
appreciate really well done musicianship, and the Eagles were the epitome. You'd swear I mean, some people would see this as a bad thing, but you'd swear you were watching a DVD. It was that well produced.
Oh, yeah.
Like the lights dropped after every song, and when the next song started, the lights come up. There was no babble in between. There was no bullshit. It was like, bam, bam, bam. Here's the songs. They played the hits. They didn't pull back from doing
Have
anything.
you ever seen any of the documentary stuff on them?
Not a lot. No, I guess I watched the one that was on Netflix a while ago. But it's not. It didn't stick with me or anything.
They have practice down to a science, to the point where it's like, hey, we're going to do a tour. Okay, we'll get together for a couple of weeks and bang the songs out. No, they go, when they hit the stage, they are 100% fully prepared to, and they get pissy with each other when somebody
not
misses
perfect.
a cue, if it's not perfect. And when Glenn Fry was alive, he said, he read a concert review where the guy said, basically, go to an Eagles live show and close your eyes and listen to the music, because basically their stage presence is 5 guys loitering on stage.
That's not far from the truth. The one thing I will say that kind of blew me away with them, I mean, I kind of knew this from watching other live footage before we went, but the amount of musicians on stage is not just the Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They had 4 other guitar players,
Oh,
2 bass players, an extra drummer, keyboardists, percussionists. Like, it was, they had an orchestra
show.
up there.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're all black suit and behind a half wall, not to be noticed.
Okay.
And then the bandstand's ahead of that. But those guys are really carrying the weight of the show, in my opinion. Like, they were doing a lot of playing.
Did
That's
they do
why-
Seven Bridges Road?
Yes, they did. Oh yeah,
It's amazing.
Oh,
it is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely not.
But also at that concert, we also saw,
Katie Tunstall.
yes, we did. And we had no idea who she was until
That was an example of someone who was hungry, like we
Yeah.
were saying earlier.
Who? Sorry.
Katie Tunstall,
Oh, yes.
Black Horse
Yes.
and the Cherry Tree.
Yes.
She's the Black Horse and the Cherry Tree chick, man.
Yeah.
We asked somebody who the hell this was because we walked in halfway through her set and it was
Yeah.
like, sat there and watched the first song, like, they're pretty good. Second
that
song was like,
that,
holy shit, she's really good. And then the third song was like,
what the?
whoa, this is off the chain. This is something new. So we were like, who is this? And the guy's, it's Black Horse and the Cherry Tree chick, man.
When I die, don't bury me. Hang my balls in a cherry tree. They're ripe, take a bite. Don't blame me if they don't taste right. That one?
Yeah, that's that one.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
Now we're struck.
That song's so old, I don't think everybody owns it.
So we've had some good experiences. Have you been to any concerts apart from local shit? What did you go to?
Moncton Stones.
How was it?
I'm told it was great.
You fell
Didn't enjoy
asleep?
the experience?
I did not enjoy the experience
Because of the outdoor venue.
because there was too many people around me. I did not feel safe, comfortable. I'm sure the show was good. I don't mind their music. Like I like a few of their songs, but I didn't know them all, obviously. And the moment it was over, I'm like, we're leaving. Because we had intended to stay and linger and camp out. I'm like, no, we're going home. And I grabbed one person's hand, they grabbed the next and the next, and I gun booted her. I was probably the 10th person to get back to the vehicle, and it still took me an hour to get out of the parking lot.
But the show, their performance, like, did you like it? Like,
Probably too distracted by the
Yeah, I was
gonna
Yeah,
say-
no, I can see the allure, but it's not for me.
help me up. I'm
my
falling down. I can't get up. How about this heat?
I've got this line now in my mind where it's 20 to 25,000 people is kind of my line. I've enjoyed every show that was that size or smaller. I've never gotten weirded out. But when you get up in the 60, 80, 90, 100,000 people mark, it gets fucking weird. Especially when it gets over. Whether it gets over on time or gets over forced by another element, being the weather, that
yeah.
gets fucking weird.
So, okay. So for you that have been there to this size of a concert, for our viewers, would you say, any of you, that when it's over, you're further ahead to go, hang back, let the audience thin out, let those people go?
Normally, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then we'll...
You're
we'll
going to
chug
be,
along.
for any concert I've been at that's over 80,000 people, it's a 2-hour experience getting out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour experience. You got that shit walk back, and if it's an outdoor venue, that means that you're stepping on pop cans, bottles, trash,
Yeah.
and I mean not just a little bit, a lot.
Yeah.
Because you just jammed an East Coast city into a few
In a
acres,
field.
Yeah.
into a field, and they're still drinking and eating all day long, and they're just
Yeah.
no one can be bothered to go to the trash can. They just throw it where they are. So it's shit to walk on. Usually, even if it didn't rain, the field is going to be somewhat muddy
Yeah.
because there's moisture in the ground. All that weight pulls
Yeah.
the moisture up, and it turns the grass to mud. Terrible thing.
So
there.
good footwear if it's outside.
Absolutely, footwear is critical.
Stay hydrated.
Absolutely. I highly, personally, don't like the drink or get high thing.
No.
Especially those because you're in such an uncontrollable environment. And it
Well,
can
that
go
the fact
sideways.
you're there to experience music, which should be in and of itself its own
Right.
experience,
Yeah, right.
not necessarily a high. But
Yeah. When I go
Yeah.
to a concert, no.
sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I were to pick any venue that I've been to, absolutely the best place to see a large format concert is the Bell Center in Montreal,
Oh, there you go.
the home of one of those hateful hockey teams. I'm looking at the guy off camera because he's wearing their hoodie. But the Bell Center has absolutely the best sonic quality, the best seating, and probably the best, what would you call it? The ability to leave the building.
Oh, what are you talking about? Harbor Station was
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Echo Chamber Hell.
The Boston, actually, the Garden Center in Boston is
Yeah, the Garden Center's all right. The what's the other one? The TD Bank North, aka the Fleet Center, was good. Really, really good.
Titty Bank?
TD Bank.
Titty
Bank.
Citibank.
But what they do differently at Bell versus the other venues is they take out the boards.
United Ales, now sponsored by Bell.
Bell can.
Fuck, I wish.
They take out the boards and
Okay.
replace the boards with sonic dampening materials, so that physical wall's still there, but it is black absorbent sound material.
Oh, so
And-
it changes the acoustic
Yeah,
property
and
of
then they
the
have
building.
dampers that drop from the ceiling every 8 feet the whole way. Plus, all the seating is soft seating, like
Nice.
literal soft seating, so it absorbs sound like a theater style seat.
Okay.
So by the time you take into account of all that dampening, even though it is a big open arena, it doesn't echo like a big open arena.
Nice.
The Fleet wasn't bad, the TD Bank North Center, but it had that arena echo to a degree. I can't remember the name of the venue in Portland, Maine, the big arena there, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, that one was really echoey. It was Harbor Station quality. And Harbor Station is the echo by the sea. You can still hear Our Lady Peace this very day if you walk in.
Yeah, we saw them in 96.
96. '96, yeah. Early Peace played there in '96, and I'm sure Jeremy Taggart's snare drum's still ringing to this very fucking minute. Boing! Ringing out.
There it is right there.
So what's your favorite concert you've ever been to, Ken?
I've certainly seen a lot of them. Favorite one. I'll say the most impactful one would probably be Iron Maiden 1984 on their Power Slave tour, and Twisted Sister opened for them.
Wow.
You're fucking old. That's what I got from that story.
And Maiden brought their full show. It was the very first, they played Halifax at the Metro Center, and it was the very first show that they did in North America for that tour.
I was going to say, they kicked their tour
They
off.
kicked
if I
their
remember
tour off in
correctly,
North America.
For Number of the Beast.
Yeah, Power Slave.
Oh, Power Slave. Yeah, right.
Power
you said.
Slave. And Twisted Sister was their opening act.
But
and
did they not kick off Number of the Beast here as well?
No.
Oh.
That was their first time in Halifax.
Oh, okay.
And Twisted Sister and Maiden allowed Twisted Sister to bring, for an opening act, their full bells and whistles. They had the pink barbed wire and everything like
How
back
long
in
was
the
the
day.
changeover at that show?
Not long.
Really?
Oh, Maiden
that was-
had a road crew that was just
That was during Stay Hungry.
Stay Hungry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny too because Stay Hungry was the #1 album on Q104, except for the week of the concert when Matt Maiden's Power Slave was #1, and only for that 1 week, right? You
Was that a
can't-
Donald K. Donald production?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Hey, look,
And he
look at
actually
that. We
announced
moved
the
right back to
concert.
the beginning of the
He-
episode.
On Q104, actually, they phoned Donald K. Donald and he announced the concert live. Most disappointing was the Cult on their
Oh, really?
electric tour.
Oh, electric? No, don't tell me that.
No. Let me finish.
Oh, man.
Musically, they were awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I gave Ian the nickname In Assholeberry after watching them perform live because he basically was an asshole.
Like us kind of asshole?
No.
The wrong kind of
No.
asshole.
We didn't have to come here and play here. You're not cheering loud enough. We may come. Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you guys a
He
quick
was a
one?
little needy.
He was a little.
I've
yeah,
experienced
he was a little
that.
needy. Yeah.
Just not that long ago. Not very long ago. It's been a few years now. Might have been, actually, it might have been 9 years ago. Ooh,
Yeah, not that long ago.
not that long
Yeah,
ago.
almost a decade. But that's not bad.
Went to watch. I bought tickets because the lineup was supposed to be the opener, Seven Dust, one of my favorite bands of all time, and then Disturbed, and then Korn. And I liked Korn back in the '90s, so I was like,
I like Peas too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peas is pretty good. Yeah, the Black Eyed Peas were there. No, I'm just kidding.
Karens.
Seven Dust apparently had engine troubles at the border, aka something in one of the vans or trailers or trucks that wasn't supposed to come across the border, and well, anyway, they didn't make it. So it ended up being Disturbed and Korn. It's St. John.
Yeah.
There's only so many people that are going to go to a metal show of that caliber.
Yeah.
Of bands that were big 8 years ago before that point, and not really so much now.
Yeah.
So the floor was full, but the bowl seating was only about half, give or take.
Okay.
Disturbed singer come out and chastise the people there for not being more people.
So we're not fat enough for you?
It was like bitching at us for not having more people there. It's like, we're here. We already paid the money. We're not the ones to be mad at. You're supposed to be mad at the...
Hello, St. John! Where's all your fucking friends?
That was basically it. Yeah. Were you there? Because that's basically what it was like. But then Korn got up and made it okay. They were a much better show than I was expecting.
So he was afraid he was actually going to hear the sound of silence.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, there.
Yeah, good job. Yeah.
Two bands that I've seen that sounded basically like they were
Enjoy this
like
conversation, Ryan?
the album
Not even a little bit.
was Motorhead sounded exactly like they did on record.
So like shit.
Hey.
They sound like shit. Sorry. They're good songs, but they sound like shit. Sonic quality of garbage.
No.
Listen to Overnight Sensation.
I have. It's garbage.
No, it's good.
It's terrible.
No.
Production quality is garbage. Should not
And
plug
Rush.
a bass into a Marshall amplifier.
And
Just
Rush.
not. Don't do it. Don't do it, kids.
Okay.
Don't plug a bass
Rush
into a Marshall.
on the Hold Your Fire tour. I saw them. That was phenomenal.
One of the best, I guess, for me was in '93 when I finally got a chance to see Meatloaf live. That was, for me, it might not have been the greatest concert I've ever been to, but for me, that was amazing.
Well, he's one of your favorites,
Yes.
right? So,
I like how everyone looks at Ryan as they tell their story and hopes for some approval, and all we're getting is a Stonewall fucking.
Stonewall.
Listen, he's already said he's been to the Stones. He can't be too shitty about this because he's
No, that's
already
right.
been to more big concerts than I have been.
but getting back to what you said earlier about the Eagles and the 20 musicians that day, when bands reform and go out on tour, it's basically a cavalcade of musicians and backup singers and 5 backup singers and everything. And I give kudos to the Police that reunited and did a complete world tour, just the 3 of them on stage. Drums, bass, guitar, and Sting singing.
Yeah, but if there was any band that had it dialed in, I would dare say they would be one of them that would be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
we got it.
Just one last quick thing. If you could go back in time and see anybody, who would it be?
Elvis Presley.
Jesus.
Concert.
Oh,
He did a Sermon on the Mountain. Elvis.
Elvis? For me, it's Queen.
Oh, that's a good pull.
That is a good one. I think I'd take.
Still sticking with the Jesus thing?
He'd go back and see the Stones with nobody else around.
Just when they were
The
jamming
Stones?
before they wrote the first album.
Me and my wife.
Well,
That's it.
you know what mine was.
Wife's negotiable.
You would go see Bowie.
I would go see Bowie, yeah.
she'll hold me back. She'll be in
This
bed
guy
by
here
9.
says he would go see Bowie. Are we surprised?
No.
Not even a little bit.
I think, all jokes aside, there's a lot of them out there, but I think I would really like to see 68, 69, 70 era James Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a wicked show.
Like right when he really developed it and had the
Get
Dream
funky.
Band.
Seven it back. Tap it down high.
Yeah.
Seven high. What the fuck's James saying? I don't know. Just keep playing.
We get paid.
Yeah, you're getting
Yeah.
paid.
You're getting paid.
For the love
Yeah,
of fuck, don't
yeah.
fuck up or he'll bill you for it.
Can I change my answer?
Yes.
I go back and see Live Aid.